you were talking about earlier about intellectual property and piracy and things of that
Well,
nature?
I kind of would talk about it as we go along.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I don't want to just like do that, but it's I mean, the one thing that's interesting that you can kind of connect the dots on is any of you who are independent filmmakers, and Christine knows this, you know, you put together a budget, you have to cover that budget. Generally, you go to international territories, get pre-sales from different territories. If you don't find one single investor, come back, bank that paper, it gets discounted, and then you have an equity investor as well. What we're hearing from our international sales companies is that when they used to get 8% from Spain, they get 0% out of Spain now, because the Spain territorial buyers are saying, by the time you deliver this movie to us, Piracy will have usurped it and it won't be worth anything to us. So they're finding that it's harder. IFTA is one of our members, International Film and Television Alliance, and all the American film market international salespeople, and they say with certain, you know, territories it's very difficult now. So it makes me glad to hear what Ed says, which is these are possible other revenue streams from which indie films can get financed, because what people keep saying about piracy is, who gives a shit, it's just the studios, but what it does affect is the independent film business, and that has been our lifeblood, everybody here on this panel, and it's important that we try to find ways to get these movies made.
I think that, you know, I think piracy is a pandemic, and we need to start coming up with solutions to address it, as opposed to putting our head in the sand and saying, well, we can't do anything about it. We just, it exists in the marketplace. We as a company, as a platform, we used no digital rights management software on our films. A lot of people push back and say, well, if you do that, aren't you encouraging piracy? And my position, and I think the company feeling about this, is we want to make the content experience for the consumer one that is easy, adaptable, so that when they buy a piece of content, if they want to put it on their iPad and take it on a plane, if they want to put it on their iPhone and watch it when they're on a lunch break or something, that they should have the ability to have portability. I think the reason people pirate is partially due to frustration. A lot of it has to do with music companies and clearances that are forbidden, so that films, there are some great classic movies that are not available and only can be found on BitTorrents, which then further encourages piracy, because they go, well, I've already, you know, the same thing with a platform like Vimeo. As we try to bring an audience to our platform, the more people come and make one purchase, the more they purchase on the platform overall. We see that trend. The same can be true about pirates. If a consumer has a favorite film or a favorite piece of content that they can't find because it's being blocked by a music publishing company, and they go to a BitTorrent and rip it for the, you know, I can't buy it, so I'll take it because I want it. Now they become accustomed to taking things for free, and then their alternative is that platform. So I really encourage the industry, and I applaud Ruth for what she's doing, to take a serious reevaluation of, this is 2014. The music publishing business is based on radio and records. I mean, these are technologies from far, far long ago. We need to reevaluate how those rights are cleared, to make it easier, and for the platforms to, when a consumer makes a purchase, to make it easy for them to enjoy that purchase across the devices that they own, and encourage consumers to find legal and legitimate ways to support artists.